Hi, Dav here. Today we have a new episode in the art session series, and today we're going to be doing an overview of some sketches I did. And from the last episode, I believe I went or did a bunch of anime. Oh, not anime, sorry, animal studies, in grayscale. So I still did, or continue doing grayscale studies for sketches, but in this case, well, actually, this specific arm is also a study. The reference is from like a sculpture. It's one of those clay sculpture things that people do like traditionally, which looks kind of messy, but when you see it kind of done, it looks really cool. So I was just focused. I actually wanted to draw or study the hands because it looked really cool, like the way it was like bent and everything. But I think I ended up procrastinating a bit and focused on the arm. And in a way, like the arm looks a little better than say the actual hand. So I'm not really satisfied with how I went with the hands, and maybe I need to change because I felt like I didn't sculpt it as well. And to be honest, I felt like I was kind of, I was procrastinating too much and just not fully investing. But yeah, so this is kind of a lesson for me to be more aware. Like the more, because I think it's also kind of small. Like it starts to become kind of tight. So I think I need to use less uh textured or a little more clear, more bold, more tight brushes than say, because this is kind of like a marker brush in a way, and it looks very very like painterly or just brushy, where you see a bunch of brush strokes and it's kind of artsy that way, but it lacks a little bit of clarity, which I think I really needed for the hand. But anyway, it was still an okay study. And also this part of the arm, you know how the shoulder has like striations, right? The shoulder muscle. I tried to do it here, but it looks so weird. And again, maybe it was changing the brush, which fucked me up. But it looks so off. Like I do better. Like if I just draw it this way, it may look even a little, you know, like it's a little more better. But the moment I render it, it's like, shit. Anyway, let me just go back. Anyway, but all in all, it was an okay study. And I think this is a good thing because thankfully I was like, I'm used to not being so rigid in that, because I felt like in the past I had when I had to study, I had to copy everything from that image. But I think more and more I'm just used to studying the things I want to specifically study. And for me, what interested me the most was just the arm. Mainly the hand first, but the arm was kind of cool too. So you know, your studies can end up looking like these, and I do recommend when you do want to study something specifically, just study that thing, because I think if we're trying to study the whole thing of something when that's not really a priority anyway, and you're just interested in like one part, you're not gonna feel good, and it's just a waste of time, I think. And because if you have the energy to study something and dump all of the energy onto that thing instead of working on different parts of the body that's not really of your interest. And I think this is how studies ought to go. It shouldn't be like a blind thing where you see an image, everything about it, you gotta study. No, just be more specific. And I think you're gonna have, number one, you're gonna have more fun studying, but also I think you're gonna do more studies this way, I think. So yeah. So that's gonna be my main takeaway. I do like how like this part, starting from the shoulder or beyond the shoulder to like the forearm, I do feel the volume a lot more, so I'm satisfied. Is it perfect? No, but I think I was able to capture a little bit of the 3D voluminess of it. And the veins, I did add some, like, let me just zoom in here. It's just easy, just add like a light line and then a dark line on the other side, and there you go, you have a vein. Same thing here, light line, dark line, dark line. So it's a good way, an easy way for you to suggest like, veins. And so I did learn that, I guess. I mean, I've done it before, but I felt like I learned. Maybe it's because I saw it was more obvious in the reference photo. So maybe that made things a bit easier for me. But Yeah, just try doing that. Just add like one light line, one dark line, and now you have a very vascular looking thing. So that's it for this sketch. Let me move on to the next one. Coffee. Now this one, you can tell I wasn't using reference, but I was inspired by a lot of these like creature sculptures, so I tried from imagination to make something up. But the only thing I really like about this piece, I'll be honest guys, is like this. I did like the way I did the eyes a bit, maybe a little bit of this, but everything else just seemed a bit, it's not connecting. Number one, the anatomy is kind of all over the place, which is fine because it's kind of an imaginative thing. I'm just trying to get used to. If I wanted to actually make this good, then maybe I can do a longer session. But this was kind of a quick doodle. But technically, even if it's a quick doodle or a sketch, it still kind of shows me what I lack. And for me, it's like the connectivity. For example, look at the shoulder here, right? It looks kind of good. And then like how does it connect? Is there a torso here? It's just a bunch of like, I do like that about like creature designs where you have like a bunch of like fat that's kind of overlapping. So it does make it look cooler. So I do like implementing that, but there ought to be at least some structure behind that. Also, how the hell does it connect to this? Like there must be some kind of lat muscle here, right? But anyway, so when it comes to like the connecting stuff, anatomically speaking, I am kind of lacking in that department, but in a way, it still felt kind of easy, like doing these types of organic creature-esque monster sketches. They kind of fascinate me. I would recommend artists like, I think the best one I would recommend would have to be, not the best meaning art style. I mean, they have a nice, great art style, but I only mentioned it because they have a YouTube channel. Check out Anthony Jones or Robot Pencil. So it's just nice to see them paint. And they talk in the video, so you can learn a bit of something. But anyway, I just like these types of super weird, almost alien-like kind of designs. And I feel like it's kind of freeing when you do this kind of thing. So I do like this direction, but I gotta be honest, anatomy is just not connecting. Maybe I need to do more of the like real life. Like, think of the animal studies I did in the previous episode. Maybe do more of that, specifically on human beings. And then I think the more I do that, alongside doing this imaginative creature type of things, I think this is going to improve. So in a way, this is a reflection of my current understanding of anatomy. So I'm going to have to work on that. But yeah. So the other sketch, same thing. And then we just... Right? I mean, it's kind of cool. I think I used someone's sculpture as a reference a little bit because I really like the... Let me just... like the arm. It was a 3D model, but I just like how weird it was. It was like an amalgamation of different body parts. It looked super cool. And when I look at 3D models, I don't even like I don't go for like the finished or fully rendered stuff. I look at like the raw screenshot types of pictures. To me, they're still cool, even if it's like there's no texture. It's just like the raw sculpture or model. To me, it just looks so fantastic, and it's all like monochrome. And I think it's even better because you can see more of like the volume and the much easily, because I think when you have color, or patterns or some kind of texture, it's harder to see the forms, I think, so, or it's a bit distracting. But anyway, the thing that I liked most about this sketch, this imaginative kind of sketch, was this elbow. It kind of looks like an elbow, so to me it was like, oh shit. Like, out of all of this, maybe a little bit of this part, I tried playing with, like, I wanted to make the chest a bit more interesting. It sort of disappeared. And the thing about doing these types of imaginative types of drawings, painting, sketches, is you just want to allow yourself to not think too much. Which is funny because if you go too far, it's gonna look so surrealistic. So it's gonna look like not even intelligible or understandable. So there has to be a limit, right? Allow yourself to just, you know, be free form with the strokes, with your gestures and stuff like that. But once you have a general idea, then you focus a little on that drawing or that loose kind of sketch, and then you just add a bit of like volume. You make it a little more like fleshed out, more structured, more 3D, more just add a little bit of detail, and I think it'll be fine. And again, these are fun to do, number one, but also it tests what you're actually good at or what you know and what you don't know. So for me, I've noticed that I keep drawing arms, even though they're not perfect. I rely on arms only because it's the only thing I'm kind of good at. So, or familiar with, or have drawn enough. So, which means I haven't drawn like legs enough, or I mean, this hand even is kind of wonky, but it's not too bad. But yeah, so this will show you what you're kind of lacking, right? But it's not bad. Again, it's fun to do this in grayscale because you're not really thinking too much about like colors and stuff like that. And my recommendation, just leave the background like white. It's way more fun. And also I tend to do like these, to me, I call them like chicken arms. For those of you who have like, who buy chicken, or if you see chicken, not the live one, the one that's been cut up for your pleasure. If you look at chicken wings, these arms kind of look like that. So I don't know. They look like claws as well, but yeah. And if you're just not into drawing hands, just make them claws, kind of like these, or chicken wings, and I think you'll have a much more fun time. In a way, it's kind of procrastinating, but it's just nice to add some chicken wings here and there, right? And yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for this specific sketch. Let's move on to the next one. Where is it? Now this one, right now, just looking at it, it kind of looks like it's giving a little bit of Predator Yatwa vibes, for those of you who know that animal or that creature. Oh, by the way, there's a new Netflix, I think, a show or movie. Predator. It's about this, but the animated version. So I think that's super cool to see. I've always wanted like that kind of world where it's predators against samurai, predators against Vikings, and I believe in this movie they had like a World War II something. Like it's a Yatwa or a predator in their own like jet or plane fighting another warplane, obviously piloted by a human being. So to me, that's super cool. Anyway, so yeah, to me, I'm not too satisfied. And again, you know, when you do these like imaginative stuff, don't be so harsh. Maybe at scope a little bit, but you just wanna. Sometimes it's about capturing just the feeling, and you can always go back to these and work on it or whatever. But and sometimes when you make these types of drawings or paintings, like you don't even know what you're doing. You're just sort of allowing the strokes to happen, and then you kind of assist, guide some of those strokes, and you try to build something out of them. And then whatever comes from that, it comes from that. And I think it's a great, like this is in a way, it's a great exercise for you to get used to uncertainty, right? Because oftentimes the typical art process is you like draw a thumbnail in like lines, right? And then you finalize the line work, and then you add the colors, you add the rendering. So in each like phase, like you know what comes before, but you also know what comes next. Which is a good, it's reliable, but it's not the only art process that I think you should be aware of. This also is something that I think could benefit you. And a lot of artists also work this way, where they're a bit free form, or just kind of it's a little more spontaneous, which is, I mean, the drawback or the negative is the results won't always be as clear, But you know, but again, it goes for every like thumbnail sketch, right? So, but it's definitely fun to do, and you don't really have like pressure. I mean, maybe if you pressure yourself to want a good drawing, which I do have a little bit of that, but it's not too intense that it stops me from, you know, just adding in the strokes. So I think the mentality you want to have when you're doing these is just add strokes, just keep adding strokes, don't think too much, and I think you'll have a great time. So that's it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. There you go. Bye.